Hello, this is Giggles and Gratitude. I'm Dena.
And I'm Tia, and today is June 23rd, 2024.
How are you this lovely Sunday, Miss Tia?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm great. I win.
Okay. Winner.
I wanted to start out today. We always encourage you guys to contact us. You can contact us through email, message on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and then we have a voicemail, which is on our website. Let's scroll down till you see it. And you can leave us a message on there, because some people, like Tia doesn't like to type messages. She likes to say her thoughts while they're in her brain. She doesn't want to forget them.
Right.
And she wants to make sure you hear the inflection in her voice and the emotion that she's feeling.
Right.
Because people can misinterpret text very easily and say,
Yes.
why is she mad at me? So we encourage you to call if you want, but you can just say, I don't want this played on air, because our little thing at the end of our shows say, we just may play it on the air. That sounds like almost like a threat. Watch what you say, because we just might play it on the show. We don't have to. We just want to hear your thoughts. And if you want to be anonymous, just say, don't use my name. But we would like to get your thoughts, and we can discuss your message, unless you say not to, without using your name. And because I think people have a lot of good thoughts out there. Maybe they're just a little scared.
Right.
To say them. But we did get a call from, she's a good friend of ours. We've talked about her a lot, but she's also a listener, a very supportive listener. And she has a lot of good thoughts, and we did have a voicemail from her that I wanted to share with her permission. So we'll do that starting now, and then we'll discuss it.
Sure.
Hey ladies, guess who? It's been way too long since I've left a voicemail, because I want to do it after every show, because there's just such fun things and interesting things I learn about you both that I want to comment on, but then I don't do it. But today, what a wonderful special show. I really loved your information about the Bible and the percentages. Dena inspired me to start picking up the book much more often. And Tia, your information from the bulletin that the gentleman shared with you, just wonderful, inspiring stuff that I think we all need in our lives, and especially lately. I also wanted to share with you my thoughts about that policeman in your neighborhood, Dena. I think there's something there. I think he's interested. If I'm not wrong, there's at least 2 incidents that you have had with him, and even though he seems stern and all wanting to obey the law, I think he's interested in you. And I also think that drone that was flying above your head a couple weeks ago, he was operating it. So keep that in mind. There just might be something to that guy down the street. Love you.
Okay. There's a lot to unpack there. And her comments kind of cover several different Giggles and Gratitude episodes, I believe. I was going to refer back to it so people would know what she's talking about, but there's several different episodes, so we'll kind of recap what she means. But we did have a discussion about how reading the Bible 4 times a week will have a big impact on your life. And you can go back and find that in our show notes. So that's what she was referring to. And the fact that she's decided to pick up the Bible again, I mean, that's just like a dream come true for me. I feel like I can just stop the podcast now, Tia.
Okay. Well, it's been great seeing you today. Thanks,
You
Cindy.
finish up. And then she mentioned the bulletins. That, why don't you just kind of recap a little bit about where the bulletins came from?
From a gentleman that we just started talking, and we just had a conversation about God, and he said, oh, I've got these bulletins I'd love to let you look at. And so he left them for me, and I mean, they've been a blessing to me.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people get their church bulletins, they just kind of toss them. They don't.
Yes.
But those are really, I mean, those are good. Those are really good.
Very
I've
good.
just heard, 2? I think you've read from 2. Is that right? Was last week? 2 now. So go back and listen to those. Really, you should just go back and listen to all our Giggles and Gratitudes if you haven't.
Yeah, that way.
So we're not going to tell you what it was. You got to figure it out. As far as the policeman goes, it seems like there was something in between that. No, honey. I appreciate that. You would even consider that he's attractive, probably man in his 30s would be interested. I don't think he could see me, number one, because my windows are tinted. And if he could, would that be a plus? I think he was just having a bad day. leaving his home. He probably sees a lot of people go through that intersection without stopping. He has kids. Maybe they're out playing in the street and it makes him nervous. I think he was really upset with me. But it was a very interesting thought. And the drone, maybe it was him, but I think he's just policing the neighborhood if it is him. Maybe he's just a little too into his job. Maybe he needs to relax when he comes home. Once he hits that driveway, take off that uniform. I mean, I don't mean it like that, but...
Okay.
But Cindy just cracks me up. But
Yes, she does.
yeah, and I really appreciate her calling in, and it's very simple to call in and leave a message like that. So we appreciate you. Any other thoughts? Did I miss what she said? Anything else you can think that she said?
No. The drone, it was the police. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
And the pigeons are also drones, in case you didn't know. Birds are not real. Go back and figure out why I said that.
Yeah.
All right. This week, Tia, I feel like every time I go out and walk, Boogie, something happens to me.
Oh. No.
Boogie, I don't know about Blessing and your other dogs. I think Greg does most of the dog walking, right? Takes them to the dog park.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you're familiar with harnesses. The harness that I got Boogie was choking him. Like he sees a bird or a squirrel, he pulls, and he doesn't listen to me when I say stop. So I'm pulling back, he's pulling forward, and he starts coughing. And the vet said that they can collapse their trachea, that breed of dog, very easily. And I needed to get a chokeless collar, which the strap goes down further on the chest. Right. So I go to Amazon, of course. Amazon's great. Tick, 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 tick. I get the small. There's extra small, but I get the small. I measure his chest. Get it in, and it's great. It's well made, but it's so thick and heavy, and the big rings, the material, and I feel like they use the same material for the big dogs. They should have gone to a lighter weight and a smaller ring and all that, but it's just big old heavy thing, and I can't get it tied enough on him, and it spins around, and I probably should show it to you, because you probably say, Dena, all you gotta do is pull this, but I pulled it as tight as I could on him, and it's been working for me, although I can tell he feels like it's kind of cumbersome. But yesterday, I'm out walking him, we're pretty far away from home. He sees a rabbit. Rabbits are everywhere in our neighborhood. I don't know if you're having rabbit infestation, but it's obviously the romantical time for rabbits this time of year. So he sees a baby rabbit, and he thinks, I can take a baby rabbit. Yeah. So he takes off chasing it. I'm pulling back. I'm pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. The harness comes unsnapped and goes off over his head, and he takes off. Now, I'm in a major panic because it's like at an intersection in a neighborhood, but there's a lot of, and I'm just a million things going through my head at once. And I remember when I was a pet sitter, I read, if a dog gets away from you, don't chase it, because it's going to turn around and sees you running and like, oh boy, we're running.
Playing. We're playing.
Let's go,
right.
Mom. Let's run. So I had also seen recently a TikTok trend where you like grab your throat or go, and you fall over just to see what your dog will do. Will it go get in the refrigerator? Or will it try to give you mouth to mouth? Or will it just go to sleep? Or will it care at all? So I thought, I don't know. I just panicked. So I went, and I fell down in these people's yard that he was running through. And the noise got his attention. And he turned around and looked at me like, what in the world up with you? But he didn't. He was kind of like looking at the rabbit, looking at me. He chose the rabbit. So I was able to just reach the tip. I mean, I ripped out fur of his tail, but I thought, he's going to go running out and get run over. There's no hope. So I grabbed the tail and I jerked him back to me, just picked him up and carried him. And I was pretty far from home, but I thought, I'm not putting that harness. Now, my thought is, what do my neighbors think?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, did they run out to help you?
No.
Okay. Then they were very afraid of you.
All right, Tia. You're a very special, nice, kind, empathetic, big-hearted person. If you looked out your window here and saw that happen, would you close the curtain? I mean, would you hide?
Oh, no. I would run out with my phone and see if you needed me to call 911.
Okay. It all happened so quickly. If somebody was looking out in the window, they probably it all happened so quickly. The dog ran, I fell, clutched my throat, grabbed his tail, jerked him back, and they probably just like, honey, you're not going to believe
what I just saw out this window.
But I will say, seriously, it is the thing to do, to try to drop. It's very hard to make yourself drop because your instinct is to run and chase. What do you think about that? I'm sure that's happened to you.
Well,
where your dog got away from you outside. Well, you have a fenced-in yard.
Right.
But didn't one time Beckham, she has a little Maltese, Beckham, so cute,
Greg
end up down at the entrance of your neighborhood?
I'm sorry, Greg left the gate open. Thank you.
Okay. But how did you retrieve him?
Greg retrieves him.
Did you ask him what technique he used?
I think he just yelled because he thought, I'm going to die if something happens to this dog.
My wife's going to murder me.
No, exactly.
You guys have to understand that entrance. They live right at the entrance of a neighborhood. That is a busy,
Major.
fast. I mean, they're coming around a curve right there. Mm-hmm. It's a blind curve on both sides, really, left and right. The fact that he survived that is...
Well, it's good for Greg. He's still alive.
Everything worked out.
Everything worked out fine.
But, I mean, if he yelled and it made him come back, he didn't run down there and try to grab him.
No, he ran.
He did?
Yes.
Well, see, I'm surprised Becky didn't just say, oh, good, Dad's running with me.
No, because I think he was yelling so loud and, like, stern, it scared him. Okay. So he just froze.
Well, Becky, Boogie has no fear of me whatsoever. No respect, no fear. I don't know what I'm going to do about it.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, I do have a little bit of an apology to make to you.
To me?
Yeah.
Okay, listen, folks, this is historic. No, I'm kidding. You're very quick to apologize.
You know how you're so afraid of bears?
Yes.
Be darn if there wasn't one caught on the ring cam right down the road where we walk.
And what was it doing?
Just walking around people's houses.
Just strolling down the middle of the street?
Yes.
No fear? Was it a good-sized bear?
It was a really big, good-sized bear. One that I probably would not be wanting to run into during the night.
Right.
Just for fun.
You'd rather run into a man. Just admit
I'd
it.
rather just stay home. I don't know.
Don't leave the house.
But I mean, I didn't realize that the bear, and your fear of them being around. Mm-hmm. I don't know what they're doing on my side of the town, though. I just don't
That's
get
pretty
that.
far away from the mountain. It is pretty interesting that
yes,
they obviously live in any little tree patch they can find and have babies. And I mean, I felt like bears lived in caves or dens, slept in.
Well, they're sleeping now under people's porches. They're being squatters. I'm not kidding. They're squatting now.
Oh my gosh. It's getting real, Tia.
I know. And so I just wanted to say I'm sorry.
Well, I appreciate that.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to add a fear to your life or anybody listening's life, but it's not totally out of the question.
That what?
That a bear might eat you.
Okay.
No more likely than not, it would be afraid if it saw you.
Okay.
If you made a loud noise, it would take off running. Go back and listen to our animal attacks. Wildlife, because we tell you what to do, whether it's a brown bear or a black bear. I'm not going to tell you now. You have to go back and listen to wildlife. I accept your apology.
Okay.
I just kept... Last night I was out walking Boogie really late, and I was looking around me, and I thought, if either one of us gets eaten by a bear, we're going to have all this archival audio that they can play on Entertainment Tonight or 2020. Say, look, did they predict their deaths? Here's where on June 5th, Dena was talking about... I mean, as much as we talk about bears, it'd almost be worth it because it would make such a good documentary.
Wow. I'm done with you today. I'm already done with you today.
Okay. Well, a good documentary has footage with, what do they call that? Not where it's predicting the future, impending stuff. I can't think of the word. I'll think of it later, but foreshadowing. Foreshadowing of the pinnacle of the documentary. So we have a lot of foreshadowing if either one of us gets eaten by a shark or a bear.
Okay, good. I'm hoping not to do either one. I have.
Hey, can I put the picture of the bear on our website?
Of course.
Okay.
That's fine with me. Because it's neighborhood ring, so, it's out there for everybody to see.
Yeah, it's not like we're sharing somebody's private.
Right.
We'll block out the street name. All right. So another thing that happened to me, Tia, and I did this to myself. The harness thing was not my fault, but Tia and I are in a walking challenge 40-40. Is it called challenge 40-40 challenge? We included a link on last week's Giggles and Gratitude.
Yes.
And I feel like you could, even though it started June 3rd, you could get the package and just catch up. Just read.
Right.
And just start your own 40 days and join the Facebook page. That Facebook page has such encouragement and so many stories, so many people being so honest. I'm just like, well, girl, I don't know if I told that, but I click a care when I see what people are struggling with. My whole reason for saying all that was I was going to the gym to walk because it's so dang hot outside. I don't know how you're doing it, Tia.
No, I am sweating profusely.
I guess you are.
No, I mean, I'm not kidding. This is, whew. I mean, you can't even get up early because it's already hot.
It's so muggy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. It's muggy.
Yes.
It's summer. But anyway, so I'm a member of Planet Fitness, and where you can scan a box of diapers and get in. If you don't know what I'm talking about, where I'm promoting our show, sort of. Go to What the What, Volume 6, which did chart in Belgium in 91, 93. And we had a story about a guy that was scanning what television boxes as he was coming in instead of his little app because he wasn't a member.
Are you like going over? Like,
I don't know. It's just happening.
Okay,
it's
well,
just spontaneous.
stop.
It's called promotion, cross promotion.
Okay.
But anyway, I had been out doing other things and I had on a pair of jeans. But I always keep a workout outfit and shoes in the back of my car. Like if I'm like, oh, I can run by the gym. They have a very nice dressing room in there. Tons of booths and space and curtains and an open area where women do go in and just, would never undress in front of the other women. I'm just not in. If I was in good enough shape, I might. But anyway, I thought, I do not want to carry my jeans and my sandals inside and have to put them up on the treadmill. I don't have a bag with me or anything. I just thought, I think if I go out in the middle of this parking lot, far enough away, the furthest parking lot over in the corner, I can do a quick change.
No, you didn't.
From jeans to leggings.
No, you
did.
didn't.
So I practiced in my mind. I pulled out to this, it was as far corner as you could possibly go. The next door neighbor, it's in a little shopping center, is a church. And their parking lot, we share parking lots with the church. So I went to the farthest corner. I'm staring at a grocery store. But anyway, I practiced in my mind. Okay, here's what you're going to do. I pull my seat back. You're going to undo the jeans, slip them off, throw them over here. I turned the leggings, lined them up where I could just slide my legs right. Had them in the right. You're judging me. So it's kind of hot. It was hard to get my jeans off because it's kind of hot. But I said, all right, ready, set, go. And I pulled it, took my shoes off first, of course, and pulled the jeans down, grabbed the leggings. I had them up to my knees. And here comes a elderly man walking. You could tell by the pace he was walking, he was timing himself and he was looking at his watch. So I just stopped, just sat there with my leggings halfway up my legs, thinking he can't see, through the window. And he just kind of nodded and kept walking. And then I don't think he saw anything. And then he just kept going and I finished the rest of the way. Now my question is, it was kind of exhilarating a little bit, but would that be would the cop in my neighborhood arrest me for that? Did I break the law?
That was indecent exposure.
Was it?
And I just wanted, I don't care what part of the parking lot you went to. You realize that every place in the world has cameras. Just saying. And if you show up on YouTube, I'm going to act like I don't know you.
I just don't know how much you could see, but I did not think about that.
Okay. How many people just sit in their car with their leggings halfway up? I'm just asking.
At least one.
You. There we have it. Okay.
It was just so much easier, but he wasn't traumatized or anything. But you're right. I was next to a telephone pole at the corner, which probably where the camera would be.
Right.
I'm going to look today and see if there's a camera up there. But, okay, let's say there was. It filmed me. I pulled up close to the building when I was finished to go in. It would have my license plate. Could I be arrested for that?
Well, no, they wouldn't arrest you. They would take the footage and laugh hard, though.
But I think it's a double standard. I had on underwear, obviously. It would be a double standard if it was a man doing that, probably. it would be more judged, I think, if a man. Okay, let me ask you this, and then we'll change the subject, and we'll
I
get
hope
to God.
so.
Let's get to God. What if it was somebody you went to school with, and you read in the, I don't know if you look up police record things,
No.
police blotter every day, like obituaries, and then police blotters, like my family does. It said, Jane Smith of where you live, you'd realize it was her, was arrested for indecent exposure because she was found in the parking lot of Planet Fitness with her pants off. Would you judge her?
Kinda.
It sounds bad.
Yes, it sounds very bad.
All right, that's the last time I'm doing that.
Okay, I'm glad.
All right. Okay, I'm going to share a little inspiration thing that I read, and then I want you to salvage this episode and bring us back, unless you have something else crazy you want to say.
No, it's just the bear, and I didn't realize that was going to be so elaborate. Wow.
Yeah, I have quoted Ian Simpkins on Instagram many times, just as you love David Jeremiah, and we kind of go back to our faves. They're just consistently inspirational to us. But I thought this was kind of fun. He said, I recently learned the wild origins of the only green M&Ms in the green room request. Do you remember, like, writers of rock stars? They'll say, I want, this amount of beer, I want fresh seafood, and I want all this color M&Ms picked out of my bowl. That was kind of like a legend. Like back. Okay, here's the origin of that. Apparently, the practice began with Van Halen. In their rider, they would request that all brown M&Ms be removed from the green room. People called them divas, but the reason for this request is fascinating. Van Halen had some pretty elaborate pyrotechnics in their show. Pew, 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 pew. That required a lot of attention to detail to ensure that everyone remained safe throughout the night. They included this request for all brown M&Ms to be removed so that they knew the specifics of their safety needs were also taken care of. If they walked in and saw brown M&Ms, they knew that they needed to also go over the pyrotechnics plan again before the show, starting to ensure everyone's safety. In fact, they would often put the line about the M&Ms at the very bottom of the rider, just to make sure the entire contract had been read through carefully. It was kind of brilliant. As strange as it may seem, when I heard this story, it reminded me of the words of Jesus. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. And whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much. Luke 16:10. The older I get, the more I realize that the little things are actually the big things. How you treat the waiter, your willingness to turn your phone off, your capacity to be truly present with someone. Years ago, I heard a Jesuit priest say, how you do anything is how you do everything. I think that's true. It's Zechariah 4:10. Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. It's legendary Coach John Wooden teaching his players how to put on their socks at the beginning of every season. And Wooden was asked about this. He simply replied, the little things matter. Mother Teresa said, there are no great acts, just small acts done with great love. And that really touched me, because I used to think that too, you can't have green M&Ms, who do you think you are? But it's just to see if people were paying attention and being efficient. And I think about, I guess the first thing that popped in my mind was like being late.
Mm-hmm.
Not respecting somebody's time. Systematic, regularly. You may know a person say, well, okay, I know they're going to be late. That's Jane, so we got to allow for that.
Yeah.
It's a disrespect thing.
That is very disrespectful.
Yeah, and I'm sure they wouldn't think of it that way, but it means a lot to me. Like, if I can't count on them to be when they say they'll be there, or they cancel every time last minute, then I'm not going to look to them when I have some big issue. After hearing all that, what are your thoughts?
The small things, that matter, and just like, if you're trusted with little things, you can also be trusted, but vice versa, And we did an episode, and then I was talking about, I think it's the kind thing to do is to take a shopping cart back,
Exactly.
Okay, well, guess what? It goes one step further. If you're at the grocery store and you've got something in your basket and you're thinking, oh, I didn't mean to pick that up because I don't need it. don't just put it wherever you are. Take it back to the place that you got it, whether that's all the way across the store or not. That's just being considerate.
You see an employee pushing a cart with a hodgepodge of stuff, putting stuff back where it belongs. They're having to go all over the store to put it back, and you know that's what happened. And then I'll see, like, ground beef or something laying in the underwear section where somebody just decided, I mean, and it's ruined.
Underwear section?
Walmart. Ground chuck in the panty drawer, remember? And it's ruined. And I always wonder, did they put that back in the meat section? You know how a young employee might think, oh, well, I'm just going to throw it back in. I mean, Lord, I hope they turned it in as ruined. But the person who put it there didn't know that would be discovered in time not to hurt somebody.
No, that's horrible.
Yeah, I think it's twofold. It's, if you want to be respected, if you want to be a good human, the little things matter. I think that's an aspect of that. And then it's also, every big thing is done with a series of little things. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not like somebody becomes a billionaire overnight. You know, they say overnight billionaire, but no. They started out doing this first, they did this first, whether it's make good grades in high school and then go to college and have a plan and do this and show up for their classes rather than party. It's just little teeny tiny things that matter.
Exactly.
And apparently they matter to God, too. The little things. The things you do when no one's watching.
Mm-hmm. Because we'll have to account for every single thing. Good and bad. And everything that's done in secret.
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah. I'm going to be saying, oops, my bad. Oops, my bad. Oops, my bad. Well, you see, I did that. Because
I don't think you get to do that.
I try to cover it daily.
You just have to be, just quiet. And,
Yes, sir. You're totally right, sir.
So.
All right. What you got, girl?
Well, I've got be thankful.
Okay. Is this from your bulletins?
This is one.
That's great. I'm so glad you're sharing them. There have been gems. All right.
They have been. Okay. Be thankful that you don't already have everything you desire. If you did, what would there be to look forward to? Be thankful when you don't know something, for this gives you the opportunity to learn. Be thankful for the difficult times. During those times, you grow. Be thankful for your limitations because they give you opportunities for improvement. Be thankful for each new challenge because it will build your strength and character. Be thankful for your mistakes. They will teach you valuable lessons. Be thankful when you're tired and weary because it means you've made a difference. It's easy to be thankful for the good things. A life of rich fulfillment comes to those who are also thankful for the setbacks. Gratitude can turn a negative into a positive. Find a way to be thankful for your troubles, and they can become your blessings. Author unknown. And his name is not Author.
Author is a genius. It's really touching me.
He is a genius, but is that not cool?
Yeah. I think a gratitude journal would be good if you had like this page where you're grateful for all these great things, but then you're grateful for the bad. I'm grateful for this happening to me.
Because every time I think that you go through a bad, it does build strength and character, and especially how you go through the bad.
Yeah, it's hard
That's
to find
what
that.
Counts.
Yeah, and it may be a long time before you realize that's good that happened. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's a real long time, and you're like, but that would be a good exercise to have this page over here. I'm grateful today that my dog got loose in the harness and I fell because I hadn't thought about what that would be yet. I'm grateful that he didn't get away. Mm-hmm. There you go. I still have my dog.
Right.
And I've learned I can't use that harness, or I need to learn it.
I know. I just wish you'd asked me what harness to get.
It's killing you that I didn't.
Yes.
Send me a link. Send me a link.
I'm going to.
Well, thank you for that, T. I'm loving those. How many more have you got? Those are almost gone, aren't they?
Yes. And I'm going to have to ask him to get me more.
There you go.
I just have to. Okay, I just had one more to
share.
Because and this one is from Jesus Calling.
Okay.
Well, this one reminds me of you.
Uh-oh.
Learn to laugh at yourself more freely. Don't take yourself or your circumstances so seriously. Relax and know that I am God with you. When you desire my will above all else, life becomes much less threatening. Stop trying to monitor my responsibilities, things that are beyond your control. Find freedom by accepting the boundaries of your domain. Laughter lightens your load and lifts your heart into heavenly places. Your laughter rises to heaven and blends in with angelic melodies of praise. Just as parents delight in the laughter of their children, so I delight in hearing my children laugh. I rejoice when you trust me enough to enjoy your life lightheartedly. Do not miss the joy of my presence by carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Rather, take my yoke upon you and learn from me. My yoke is comfortable and pleasant. My burden is light and easily borne. Is that? I know. And just think, just today, how much the angelic.
I've been an angel today.
No, I mean, we have laughed, and God is smiling because he loves us laughing.
That makes me feel good to you, because sometimes I think people think maybe I don't have pain or sadness or get upset about things because I cover it with humor. Mm-hmm. And I'm really not even covering it with humor. It's how I deal with it. I don't think it's that I'm not facing it. It's just my expression.
Right.
It's not like I need to get all this out. That's how I try to see life, and I try to.
And I wish I could be more like that, because, I've told you before, my emotions have emotions.
Yeah.
I mean, I can cry. I can't help it. I wish I could be. I don't think I'm heavy-hearted. It's just that I do take things like I want to be a fixer.
Yes.
I want to make things better, and it bothers me when I'm not able to.
Yes.
It really.
That's quite a burden.
Yeah, and so but could you just imagine, you were to say something that was really horrible and I went,
Exactly.
Then you would go, whoa.
Yeah, I hope I don't do that.
No, you do not do that.
Okay. All right. That's
No.
good. I've often said, and we'll say it again to you, between you and I, we make one mentally healthy human being. Somewhere in between us is a mentally healthy.
We're really
in between.
Yeah. It take a lot.
Yeah.
To
If we had
have
been conjoined twins, we would have ruled the world. It really wouldn't be so bad if it was just like elbow to elbow. No offense to conjoined twins. I'm sorry. We do have a twins episode.
Oh, no.
We have an episode called Twinning. If you want to read about twins or hear about twins.
I can't.
It just keeps
You
happening.
are killing me.
So you guys have listening assignments. You have homework to do. All the episodes you haven't listened to. We're going to get out of here because we have a great Tia time coming up. And we love you guys. I love you guys. I've had so much fun today. We love to laugh. And I'm so glad to hear that. That's what I was going to say. I'm glad you read it, because I'm glad that God thinks I'm not being frivolous or
No, he's smiling.
shallow.
He's smiling. I mean, he's loving watching his children laugh. So I just think that's so cool.
Great. We hope you guys got a little giggle today, too, and were inspired to think about what you were grateful for. Write down your gratitudes.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, bye, guys. Tia time's next.
Bye-bye. Hello, and welcome to Tia's Time. One of my friends had put this on her Facebook, and I actually wrote her and asked her if she knew who wrote this, and because I didn't know if she did, but she didn't know, so I just thought it was worth sharing. Lessons in life, also known as things I've learned the hard way. Number 1. Believe people when they show you who they truly are the first time. There is no benefit of the doubt. They are who they are. 2. Stand up for yourself. No one else will. 3. Stand up for others because of number 2. 4. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. 5. People will lie straight to your face without flinching a muscle. 6. People will throw you under the bus for things you never did because they are too weak or cowardly to own up to their own mistakes. 7. People will be jealous of you for your successes and make fun of you for your failures because of their low self-esteem. 8. The people who talk the most generally know the least. Pay attention to the person who says the least. They are the most knowledgeable. 9. People will choose their family over you. Don't get involved in someone's family drama. Anything you say against their family will be held against you, no matter how awful or how ill-behaved that family member was. Blood is always thicker than water. Don't test it. 10. Cowards will always be cowards. They will do whatever it takes to make it easy for them. They will leave you in the trenches taking grenades because of their cowardness. 11. You will stand up for people who you will learn didn't deserve it. You will condemn people who you will learn didn't deserve it. 12. The person you will struggle to forgive the most is yourself. 13. You will work hard. You will feel unappreciated. You will be angry, sad, jealous, and happy. You will go through every range of emotion, and you will think, you are going to be mad trying to make all sense of this. This is just life. Welcome to it. The takeaway to all this is I think that all of us need to rise above it, give people second chances, don't always be so defensive. I think that we should all try to encourage each other and not always think that people are out to get you. I just think you just need to be more like Jesus, turn the other cheek. And so in all of those things that were said, I think we need to flip the script and be the better person. That's my takeaway on this. So I hope everybody has a blessed week.